Ghana this year, Yamamunyana Joe Mamakwaba UTV Sweden, you help Breno, Browse Pepe, say in some way in Sakano, se Mufaji Browson, so Feco Kono, Yedebesum say and Numeraka Siapo. Kazimo Seda and Co and Farmer.
This way, chocolate drink, yesterday we hear any in sushi, a face special ice mineral water, best point savings and loans, best assurance, best pension scheme, or Madaroma, any Numekun Kayibi, and then Numeri or Masui Moyedin Semi Eba. Nensem no de bedi mo akotene bi eni Jumadie di abaso amagana mampanyin na do danko akofado akasa awase o mampanyin ka sai mu no na wo chirim sisi ya hodo a yedi gbo biman na hu behia se abiman so empanifo odwene hu biem na mampanyin da John Dramani Mahama wotu Franka ma NDC amanyoko no dia tudwa se nyame adom na obeye Ghana mampanyin bi mu a wodi bibi beba ya to ne din se National Day for Prayers and Thanksgiving daba ko ebe yesi honom abom paye adanyame ase amoman no we ene yaje Ghana fo adwenkyere afan wona wowo anigide ensemu eye creative act people no aso ehu hia se saafo na amanyosem wodo wo hu chihyem anase ehu hia se wodo wo hu efori amanyosem Ghana fo ache wona adwen e de afa ho na adehye wa asantemante mu mechire tunsuo mu e de abatudwa se omakwan a na enya omobon ho bena no sese mpanyufo ahyase eye ho adwuma weni nsin bi eka ho na enwumre ye de ba beso mu se no nsin abremu kase ebo akenkan fo ye me abuna ba ye nya no mene Sadat Muhammad afensem no nchire mu enie dwumadie bi abaso ewo my Ghana mu eye Council on Foreign Relations Ghana dwumadie ase no na Ghana mampanyi na nado dankwa kofo adode ne monyam kwa kopie mu ewase o mampanyi ka sem no na wochim se bi my Ghana ohwe aban no na muntu ni susu ya hodo de gu apono so fa dusua fam efa kwaye fam aban no abon ho boden papa na osusu se poya bibi ma so mpenifo fa so na wochechire o my Ghana hu behia se mpenifo sa atena sibiem na wodwendwe ho esan se kamia kwa se wiase nyina kan kono before ya kechi.
As we gather here today to celebrate this significant milestone, we turn our attention to a theme of paramount importance: the limits of the current development cooperation framework for Africa's transformation. The theme of the speech is timely and relevant as it compels us to examine the existing development cooperation frameworks and their efficacy in driving Africa's transformation. Africa has made remarkable strides in various sectors, such as agriculture, education, health, infrastructure development, and economic growth. The continent has witnessed substantial improvements in the battle against poverty, increased access to education, and advancements in healthcare delivery. There can be little doubt that these achievements have been made possible in part by the support of international development partners and the implementation of various development cooperation frameworks. While development cooperation has had a somewhat positive impact on Africa's development efforts, we should acknowledge the limitations of the current framework. These limitations must be dealt with if we are to achieve the transformative change to which Africa aspires. One of the grave limitations of the current development cooperation framework is the dependency on external aid. While aid has helped meet some immediate needs and supported various development projects, it has also created a dependency syndrome that undermines domestic ownership and self-reliance. Over-reliance on aid weakens the capacity of African governments to generate and mobilize domestic resources, ultimately hindering sustainable development. To overcome this challenge, we need to prioritize strategies that stimulate economic self-sufficiency and reduce dependency on external aid. This entails amplifying domestic resource mobilization, nurturing entrepreneurship, and creating an enabling environment for indigenous private sector investment. By building resilient economies and solidifying domestic capacities, especially those of tax collection agencies, we can reduce dependency on aid and pave the way for sustainable development.
Yetwa yensem no so na mampanyi da John Dramani Mahama wotu Frankama NDC amanyoko no ede ababa tudwa se abato komisa ede to manim se amanyoko ahodo ni nyina obia emfa pen drive mbra se de beya abato ho nsensem ne adeade nyina no ombetimi ede agusu ama obia hunu dia ekose de beya fanyo ene perper yo beya adwuma no se ebesi ne saade na abato komisa so mbeye no omo enyeye.
I want to draw the attention of the Electoral Commission. In July, they asked parties to bring their hard drives so that they could give us a copy of the provisional voters register. The exhibition of the register starts in 4 days. We should have received registers by now so that we can help our members to check if their names are there. They have asked us to come today for the hard drives with the provisional register. I'm calling on the Electoral Commission to make sure that we get the hard drives with the provisional registers today so that we can send them to the constituencies and let our executives start helping our people to check and make sure their names are there.
Now, Council on Foreign Relations Ghana official de tosu enum dwumadi wode hyehyɛ so ase no Ghana mampan na do dankoko for de gina so esre bibi man so empenfo se bra so se bibifo bra no ya fa ye kra to yensem la sulala ye konkofo ma so akopɛ bosia no bra so se ye nyini e de free saade no ho yenhwɛ hunu se be yenhye ye no wɔkina bi so man bi epese wo no ye nya twaka na se nketahudie bia ebekɔ akɔ se ye boɔ mo ɛno mo so boa ye kɔba se bibi man ye ni we manyam ankwankɔba sa na bibia na bosia saade a emwa.
Effective development cooperation also demands the active participation and ownership of local stakeholders. However, the current framework often limits the involvement of local communities and civil society organizations in the planning, implementation, and monitoring of development projects. This can lead to a lack of relevance, sustainability, and accountability. To alleviate this situation, it is vital to push for inclusive and participatory approaches to development. This entails empowering local communities, enhancing the capacity of civil society organizations, and ensuring the development interventions are responsive to the needs and aspirations of local people. By encouraging local ownership and participation, we can enrich the sustainability and impact of development cooperation. Good governance and strong institutions are fundamental to sustainable development. However, the current development cooperation framework often pays insufficient attention to governance and institutional development. Weak governance in structures, corruption, and lack of accountability undermine development efforts and hinder progress. To overcome this challenge, we should prioritize government reforms and institutional development by strengthening democratic institutions, promoting transparency and accountability, and building the capacity of public institutions. By deepening governance and institutional frameworks, we can create an enabling environment for sustainable development and ensure that development gains are equitably distributed. The urgent need to give unequivocal support for the growth of democratic institutions and consolidation of the rule of law in Africa's governance has to be an inescapable part of development cooperation.
Na mampanyida da John Dramani Mahama asan akasa wode atodwa se amanyoku ahodo ni nyina wo biade ne nsa ehye asomdwie enti ase apamase no enka hwe wose afi 2020 NDC fo ahodo ben wotwe eno mo hwere omo nkwa abra na yeto abaye besi ne wose empanyufo enye bibia mfa ho atenten ne entimi nya adwuma enu nti so omo de omo nsa ehye sa peace pact no ase no enya de ebeye bibia free say omo ye wi a omo emfa nya adwuma.
I read the statement made by our chairman this morning, and even though it is not a decision that we have sat and taken, I can understand the position he's coming from. He's talking about justice and saying that we should not glorify just signing a peace pact without acting to make sure that peace exists. Because when we sign a peace pact and people gun down 8 of our compatriots and nobody cares, no investigation is taking, no compensation is made, then what was the use of signing the peace pact? And so I can understand where he's coming from. But of course, we haven't sat and taken a definite decision on that. But I do think that those who normally clamor about signing peace pacts, getting us to go to Movenpick Hotel, serve small chops and drinks, and then we think that just by signing that paper, everything is going to be okay. He's telling them that everything will not be okay unless we go further than just the signature on the peace pact.
Penya wo bo frankatuni edema NPP amanyoko na chidom media ko December bosu abatu mu ene Dr. Mati opoku prempe openyine de na probo na kwakopie mu ewa Asante Achim Central abatu mpisu aso na mpenifo sinu mamamre ya na wonsa amamre ene nti openyide na ni chiremu okonongo na nanom atena nkonya naso wabra woni na na Dr. Ewa Bedimisa ekasa no ena wo chiremu se omampenyine ya na se penyina wotu franka de ama NPP wasijina ye se ahemfo nyankopɔ ye na adem no obe omampenyina o my Ghana gina ise nyina no almost benya twaka wom enu nti ana wahyase a okɔ ahemfo nyina ena so Penya obo Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baomia Chidom media ko December bosu abatu mu ene Dr. Mati opoku prempe openyini gura proboso akɔ piemu okonongo manhene ena so okomotwetwe mu no ena okonongo manhene ebo Dr. na papa so papa sa probomu no wakaya ahemfo na wɔkɔ ahemfo na so na waje wona futuo ni akwankyere no ebeboa papa
Abendi abetwa mu akọ mu ka se mo 2 million ni ade so na phantom jobs empanyinfo se to be a part say there is a huge reversal just say sabi tomole simple na fire Muslims omo ashito aba Dr. Baumia sai and na mam indication say mu yere mu ye campaign kakra ni vice president
eno achire no Dr. Mati opoku prempe edana nase
you have to say also to be qualified na nkabo mu ne kro ye ba nkodombo na yakodi tumi ni ba na de o no me o frame ya excellency senior ye tsasi ye kasa na den da kan nko ni ba ya
na wabra ni nyameso mu mpenifo nso di ehare na wo chirim se ebe o man kyekere nyameso mu mpenifo nso ka ho bi papa enti na Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baomia edi wo nyina akwa adwendwe mu se wo ba o man kyekere won so benya twaka wo mu
na dad dan kwa kubo no ni Dr. Baomia o mu ko kati son e wo jomoro ahona na do nfiri o so so ye Ghana le bo o ko jomoro Dr. Baomia o nfiri jomoro o ko jomoro Omuko biye no bi o e be start and the nyuma ba ko 780,000 and eba so ya man push dio we ya kusasi dio we ya dagati dio we ya frafra dio we ya zemandio we ya asante dio we ya budo we ya nkrayo we ya guno we ya Ghana niti we be ko wa ko pe adwuma le bia ede aije Abai papa and all this is papa na baby out bia na ho de ifaso de mo ye wo hey ensi wo baby Ghana pe and a Muslim ba bema be do ko wa Kristo ni ba am onibiensi papa bia me Ghana ni pe happy ɛna yɛbɛyɛ afidie wɔ asɔre deɛ na muslim fo bɛyɛ dɛ ɛbɛbɛ abɛto kɔlɛsi ghana bill mamu mmiɛnfa sɛ ɛda hɔ bɔ baabi asa.
Ebusuafo ye home so ni ade abonfo nkrato edi kan ye ba ye beto ayensem no so. Ebusiafo emamu nyina kwa abaye beto akase ebono eso na mampanyin da John Dramani Mahama wotu franka ma NDC amanyuku ede atudwase nyame ya dom na wosan beye mampanyin bi mu a obepa eda ba ko asi wafe ni mu nyina asada no ye de bebo mpaye amoman Ghana adanyame ase amoman no wei ene ne adehye atwe nkomo afa obi so mo se de pa no modwen fa ho ebi si mpaye bo no ebeboa ebi nso se de bi baabi ayedui enye mpaebo ni ihia enyuma
enka na Ghana mampanyin owura John Dramani Mahama otu franka ediama NDC amanyoko ne da tudwa se nyankopɔ ye na dom na obe Ghana mampanyin afibia mu onu Ghana ebe da kro de si ho no ede be ye ntontom ne aseda ede amatwedi ampo nyankopɔ opanyin de sanse na tudwa wa bere kopie mu ofra mantem kro e frɛ no ho emu wotim so kɔtwe konkrumu aman hodo o mode aseda ma nyankopɔ no nyankopɔ sane behwɛ wo mu a se Ghana yenso fa sa kwa no bi so a ebeboa yen.
Even though God expects us to work hard to improve our circumstances, also recognize that spiritually you must intercede for God to open the gates for you. And so we intend to introduce annually a national day, of prayer and thanksgiving, so that we will thank God for whatever He's done for us, so that He will do more for us.
Enka na Ghana mampanyin susu de bebu munyi ama UTV kasebo ye bisa Ghana fo bisa susu yi muso musen.
The idea pa because empire body ayema ni pada sani. Pada bibi abaye bia empire na dikan. Ba me sure so the side ne ba a good idea pa beboa Ghana fo. Eno so kan pa because ultimate empire yanko anya adwuma. Also the party oye adwuma no the empire na tato. Ibi abetimi aye fine. Katidu ana de so mo jasi and the emwa. Cause Ghana ya ho che yan. Sika kosa na emanim nye sika ketwa. Ye ni sika besi.
Sabi yete omanmu ye wa asundwe kakra. Entimi de kakra mesi aka na se ma edu election ma omumfa enema nketenkete endada ye na ombedru eso a ase enyo omukura na e kan omu kanyamesem no amblase omde ba baji tumi ne nyame na ombo ne yete ayesumi nyame dada so still enema nkoso enti yesiro the
whole concept of having say a national prayer day no and kenye bad cry ebeboa mo man no ye Christo som ni ye nyame som no akoyi ama ye suban so asesa
empabo no ya bossa I am a Christian. I'm a still Christian and I believe the word of God honestly, but God cannot come from heaven and come and develop our nation for us. He has the day why he created this world. He didn't create any world first second. He created this world within 1 day, and he put the resources here for us. We learned from the Bible that heaven, the street of heaven is started with gold, and this land we have gold here. So we didn't God now to do anything. God has finished his work totally, and he left it for man to develop it.
We are seeing a me body or Adam and have a good trum or buy no way you want no what that jano. Obisa on said, Nahina and a catcher muse, my mo adaja. So, in the office habreno, and I would rather catch or nipa that and he said, or nipa bebre. If it's our time, we are saying, and your name, we are saying, we are saying, and to me, Sister Bibia, a young soup and a young buying and a bessisa. That could not be idiots, was it? Young farm on pine, or Casada, me. De minyendi sa
Ghana fo bi dodo na no ewo nsusuye se wona wo enigede dwumadie mu mekire creative art industry no hu hia se wodo wo ho ehyehyɛ amanyosem mu ebi so kirim se eya akonya esanse obi tonyum sei na wonya akonya na amanyoko omusimpie woforo so a ne nyom emamanfo te emanipa so kura hu no na we na UTV kase ebo yesi debi ne wokɔ aten ne oba aten ne ogina hɔ ne de ne atentrodo Ghana fo mususu se wono wo enigede dwumadie mu ne hu hia se wodo wo ho hyehyɛ amanyosem mu anase ehu ehia.
We are still be our choice. Until say we declare say ha na say ha the pa. You share America crowd then time Obama ABCs no. Your celebrities decide ma Obama say no ta Obama there echi. The celebrity there say who decided say me when this and I say me when PPR me hu boni aye there. ɛwɔ ho ɛyɛ ade papa ɛsɛ obi a mi hu baabi a yɛde yɛwɔ.
Why not? Or perform your genesika. I don't see anything wrong with that. Me say if you ask me to come and join something for money, I will do that.
I think that is not right because I was saying as Mobia didn't lame your election year. Now I feel so. Oh yeah, BC. I say or person find different in so far man go for and like go for onya more followers in so and can this and also can.
Me dem hu ni say e normal say at the end there musician there obebo onyum no akwa perform no anya investment returns. Inti I know dem me hu ni say normal.
Yes, because what I want to say usika no here inti okwa obeji usika sha obotom na why the also we am na okọ eni.
You are there to entertain the citizens. You are not there to entertain the politicians to mess around the country. Because when somebody like a musician enter into politics, the followers also follow the musician to the politics. So that is why I think it's not good for them to join there. I don't think so, no, Mudidi, because once you drop your music on YouTube channel, Facebook channel, when we click on it, we start watching it, you start making money out of that place. So I don't think you have to follow politicians for 10,000 or 100,000 to come and mess the country up.
Now say eba ema ho niema to say panties, brazier, underwear, corset, ema to say ye ho niema bia na wutimu se nan say mema ne ton kese pa na ye ne ebinum atwetwe nkomo ebisa omo say ade na omenye adwuma bia say ma ho niema eno mo beton eno mo kire mo say adwuma ni ho enti ebe ye so beton sa niema ne sense omebo kro no
mi wie school no ya hwe nko ana etifie sa nya bibia anya nti otena fie akom na bedo nti uba na se onya kakra bi kofie na ndie onsako wano kora ndie ye chen so be kwa akofa obi ade ama nko obi aba be ye ha bia na se bi nti se odi bana beton enema bi se bi kora de anka no ye chen se odi ba kwa akoye krono sem nti eno nti na ma ye ton sa na ema
de wi asene ko no tifie a ekom na bedo nti no wo ho esu ye bibi na so de boa wo ho enya hwekura no ya enya bibia nse botom ebenya de ebedi enkoye bone ntina yenso yempese ebetina fie sa ntina ye adwuma meton corset en de boy yem ene ne pant en na meton oh business there say adwuma de be show team ene be amount no meton ade medidi emome
meton body suit no corset underwear ya hwe I want say ha say no mema mo nhyira nto ade sa but on say man dem mostly ne tem mo te sam ho omo to ade nso nti mema nyamande yentumi ntombe manyamande yeton omoto yie pa oh at least a day tumi ebetumi nya be 100 cedis a day e da share ho ye fanya mana ebetumi nya faso be 100 cedis da share ho e man ko be ho moni je de bra ye bodon komi a ye yi asresam ne nyaman obi kwa ontobi kwa obegyan no de ni je kwa de atobi nti we de fere kwa nim
bla yo gina da bi o kase madros be ma de na aton madros cause Ghana wanya adwuma obi anu obe maska nti adwuma ya no da media men fele be 20 million ba sisi ade ya to 10 cedi pe
ye ntimi nkomo kro no nti adwuma ya ni ana adwuma no so no e depend the way market ni city e omu eye omu so enye ba ye be fa no saa sikof adwuma amani adwuma nim ntimi nkowi ade na ye to no obi duru ana be ma na to dros na ye say ba ye yem fale sikof ye ni nsanu adwuma omanim so eden wow omanim eden no empanifo no so ntu omanim hwe obia enti de ebe ya ni aha ye we obi duru a omo si ye hyejo ololu kwam na me bi so mo se ye hyejo ololu kwam no adwuma omanim a aye fese ba betena ololu kwam wa na enti adwuma ye ni
Beya bosume kakra ni ena madina dwadibia efa bi eja eto ho ama amanfo store adan de ehye finfra menam so ama panyina na wotu franka de ama NPP amanyoko no Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia kopimo ho ebo dwadifo na no ba so behwe hunu se dwadibia no besi foforo ede amomo mensini awuraba woda madina lankwantanai mensini no anno urumanyamfo Jennifer dede eja ben agina aban na mu wode aso abofoma mpenfo behwe hunu se madina dwadibia no obese sifa ko ehye no ede madwadifo ni biem
Nchepi ena Madina market, main market no ejato afana baby. Anunti me amidi assembly nenim eka me parliamentary candidate Mr. Robert Lamte ho ene party leadership I wa Madina constituency ye de your concern koma Dr. Mahmoud Baumia or the say your 8 yen e ba ye ni adwadifo ni bedi nkita ho na adwadifo na manete asese na market na si ahye afa no anka omo be pese ye betimi esi ne fefefe amom lokre oba or the designs contractor need the designs ni bibia e ba ye e be tre ye adwadifo ni obia eno ho hyehyeye na yaye e wo say ye documentation procurement ni ade nyame adom yetimi awie sa ne amanyinyi na enne market na e ba be hyase ye hwe market yi a ahia nipa niema bebre sika asei na mu ye danyame asese okra bia ho anye den antochima na niema na eye den esei enu ntina oman panyin na HD inia sesi on no tu oye frankatuni edema MPP wo hura simu se obeso emana sin edi kan no wadi kan ne mana ba be hia ama emani bibi kakra ede so won asen esan se esi na binum ne won beto aduan adi ne won beto nsuan nom kra na ayeden but oman panyin abede eche se oye frankatuni edema MPP abeboa asoma no asen ama enne yaba kati soda yaba be si ultra modern market ama emma no ama ma na timi anya baabi ayeden atena enye se ebe ya apata keke na mo wode won yama ni sima ochena na eja ahye na mo be si friends and shop ni yi a won benya baabi papa atena ato won ade a se wopon a wo betimi alock de safuagu won kotokuom akofi ade tia won ba bebu a emma na nyina ani age.
Professor Bakwa Ebano Sikasema wabini year was sanso Dean ewa University of Cape Coast School of Business Ora John Gachi ede ensembi atujade wo kanyina NSA eye Fiscal Responsibility Act emrano aban ensan enhwemu kinebiem se de bi ebetimi aboa na oman sikasema ejija ne ekadodo aba beda yeso no etimi aso ano.
In 2018 we established a Fiscal Responsibility Act. And I think by 2019, we started going beyond the Fiscal Responsibility Act, which said that the deficit should be around 5%. By in 2019, the deficit was 7.5%, which means that even just after a year, we have violated the Fiscal Responsibility Act. And COVID has made it worse. During COVID, we have suspended the Fiscal Responsibility Act. So it's as though we are not held by the Fiscal Responsibility Act. But I believe that whatever you give to Parliament that is approved is also a condition that you need to abide by. But we need to assiduously make effort to reactivate the fiscal responsibility.
Penye kwanchefa wada Electoral Recycling Ghana ikono ano edi atudwa se osraban se hu behia sa ban powerful to be to ho no green funding na wona woboa ifin da ne da ni nya bibipa bi edi afirem do mudwumadie entumi afa ne tuma pamfamfira.
Electronic waste trinity wase e-waste no eye adeba kwa ese yemframa ese yatena ye na finso enya ensunsuanso bone ewo ewie mbobren sachraye na se ye kan electronic appliances ahodo a enye adwuma biema asese ebi te se TV, computer, phone, laptops, fridge ene ne nkeka ho na abribia ese pe ni akwa akotu agubola so sanema we nyina so ka ho bi na emoa Emma yatena yensem no enkoyi nyina mu no yenya nte yese sanema we asese electronic appliances no yetimi dane ani ede ye niema ahodo a eboa Emma asetenemu nsem ekoyi wenti na Electoral Recycling Ghana ene Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation for akabomu a omoba be hwekwanya ombetimi adane danesa eniema esese eni na yetimi ede ayade foforo na Switzerland ena afei Germany omo ambassadors omo yemeyimu so peso omo buwa sede be ya sa niema we no yɛbɛtumi ayɛ.
Yeah, funding bianca ne interest no ɛnni soro bebree because say I think say nyina yɛ difficult time kakra ɛwɔ man ayɛ wɔ mu nti no climate but when say climate change ade a na meka earlier sɛ sɛ uchi si kusie wɔ village na usoja obi ɔte amamane to say America no so no ɛwɔ the concern man because we see no any borders or ɛkɔ baabi nti no green funding yɛ ade bi as a government me ɛsɛte bi anaasɛ itimi government me boa yɛn na yɛ address that problem no yɛbɛtumi assess nso afi among other countries because many of the waste near Wahanus no be brain no and generate a beef when a buy. But I think say EPN so and shake a crank a crabby or hot bats at say it me kumu kakra any mestimo Minister of Environment na yetimima a dear way ecoso. No recycling only to aseno yeah also for say
What I know a little bit more about is, of course, the financing side, and that is for all Ghanaian companies these days very challenging. So if you have these high interest rates, it really prevents you from investing and growing, and so that is certainly one very key important element in any future policy for growth in Ghana. It's about how can companies have access to more affordable financing.
What I got to see today is really something that is very creative, with a lot of potential. And what I really like is that, this company is really taking problems, issues, global challenges even, and is turning them into opportunities. And what I said before, what I really like about these companies, that they're doing not only recycling, so they're using waste and reusing it, they're doing upcycling, so they're making something valuable out of waste. And that is amazing. And they're putting that made in Ghana stamp on it. So I think you as Ghanaians can be very proud of what is being created here today.
Informal sector now, almost a sunny man, but almost e-waste material no almost from if you abonting TV I say but almost the call center no almost the hammer and I say we ja no must enye fine into the Ministry of Environment area and say ombe boa sankrofui say obefania man no be say na mon say no sani etie no omfamra sa na Ministry of Environment ebe money incentive skabia ka ho and so betua de kabi na odeniaman aba Chisani mano and the Ministry of Environment I started almost started about 4 years ni omajeje to see our share omajeje be over 500 tons of material a 60 tons of cables and amuhu wa hasi or no so recycle mine into see no share so 550 tons no nanka obehu anke be shino abugulushi but 515 and the ministry na jeje through that initiative incentive system no and a yenya recycler and your recycler we na ministry na and any adwuma ministry ni other recyclers so adwuma and enya nema cables den ko TV etikopo omoje batteries minumio ni yemfanya hwe mobile phone batteries I say I touching electronic devices no ministry ni eje sa de mani na
yes I ji aboafo nkra to abasisi ye ba ye beto asmadaro mamontwen. Ebusiafo ye san ma munyina kwa babiem ye to ayensem no eso na tunsuom botoku eye kuro ba kwa ewa santemante mu sense aban ehya ase se wo ye akwan ahodo ebi nso omo so da kuro na kwan no enkoyie kura enunti amakro mu ho hene na ejeni mboate wo no ankasa afato ne ho so se obesiesie kwan na manadehye na ejeni mboate a wo ye kuro mu ho no mo hene afato ne ho so se wo behwe na ekwan na enye no wonu ankasa ne botom sika wodi asiesie amanadehye na wokyere mu se enye bibia na se de bia na ebetimi adan aban se aban emeye bibi maye wose niema egu aban ne so no edoso edunto no so de obetimi ayaboa ama ne kuro ne tumpon de wobeye ne pepepe
Ghana so pa obia so da aban so aban no woni yan edu ba bia na wo se sebe yesoso dwumadie ne yeso sini na de bo aban na ye manfo omo ho hale wo mampo ha nyina ba bia aduane firi kese efa bayede aburo carrots cabbage lettuce ne nyina firi mikrom botoku ekwa kopie wo bo ho eho na ade hye nyina omo ye kwadwuma eho na omo nyina omo didie yankopon eye akuafo adom eni adoye na omo do baye so a omo nya access enkofa enobaye ne fama chi so mo sa bopa abodin na kwabane atwe edi fi wuram abafi ahu se madehye na mo tete te na se me boa madehye na me yi kwan we nyina atum na mo timi de ka afa so akose sa mo no baye abakuru abeton no mo nya bi da hwo mo masku na dache yankola na be panimpa na yi ni ho a mo si anan na san aban no abon ho modern pa amamampon kan rules efa na waye na so meme aside ha de ebi anru ha enti na anru ha no na se me fatoro mu so na de aka mu no me ye na me de hye me manfo ani monyam
eno echi ye ni kromafo ni bi twetwe nkomo mo de na ase SMC ekomo mo hene
ye ni pa nyina na be ye tsene waye because kwa na da wono munyene na nya wona ayemfo bebre abesena ku bi enu otimi ye enti so abeso obedom ye na so aboa ya eda na asenyame nhira no no ma na ahodi ni nyansa ni bia ade ye beto aso akosi awie ye
na oba kwa fura e den pa che odi ni shechi be fa praja me ba kwa no nchi mon kan e bi kura bawo e se na na dom ye yo be yikwa ya man die na jeni ma be yikwa ya man die jidi se samedi asum biaba to so nya mo so pa ya obi ya rekwa na se da ambulance e bitina be fa ni kana
Enkane titinani edema PNC amonyoko no ene wura Bernard Mona no opanyina okofa krata sene kondo si wogina se Frankatuni edema PNC amonyoko no na de hye na dom na woto aba de ma no ewo PNC amonyoko ni dimu se Frankatuni no be Ghana mampanyini a ade ba ko de na koma so pop so woye ene se ene yemfa ho se mrase bedwafie anase court ye de twikasa ene be yadwuma na aboa profokasa ne de bi ede ato nchenkra Afia pima hankuno edi okunum yenu 1992 ene nkane Ghana mampanyin Dr. Hilary Man ete People's National Convention APNC amonyukuo no amonyukuo ibiribia Ghana ebekwa abatu anim no wonso wogina na weni owura Bernard Mona akofa krata ase ne kondo si wogina amonyukuo na namu se Frankatuni na yekodi zema bosu abatu ma Ghana fo ato abade amano amana be yo mampanyini wojem se mfinhya aduasa mienu nie enye MPP na NDC empunto yehwe ni mu so Ghana yentimi nro ho endisi yeto abade mano wo PNC amonyukuo ni edimu a empuntu Ghana yepeno yensa beka afen so Ghana yekasa atwi no ebeyo mamuni nyina ne yekasa enko ebrofo kasa biem
Ghana nipa bia yawo yentimi enka brofo kasa biom ye ba beka twi ye ba beka dagare ye ba beka Hausa se oye amunani ana ayigbeni na oka ayigbe a na wo de twi aka ho na wo de Hausa aka ho English no ye ba be ye no optional okọ Japan a on se omonka brofo but oma ayeyie Oko Germany, omonka brofo, but oma yeye. Oko Italy, omonka brofo ana English, oma yeye. Oko ewiasi nyina na ohwe puntuo. Na kire se puntuo ene ye kasa. Eyam se ene nyina na eko. Adenti ena yen ye kasa. Ene ni ayeye no emfata. Eno nti na obi kosia economics a. Na oba be ka kire say the GDP growth rate has gone by this and this, and yet the people of Ghana yebre. How can you obetimi aka them say GDP eye Ghana wealth apeja na Ghana for yeti ohiam Nature say economists no akwasuano okosuano obrofo mu nka osuano wa ye kasa mu a you relate it to the situation na Ghana fo hu say GDP epeja yes say ye puntu so empeja. This is the message I offer to the people of Ghana, and to assure you say NDC ni MPP there ye hu omo for the past 32 years no wan na hu ne MPP betimi aye omo aye 16 years. MPP aye 16 years. Time for change. Bernard Ambata Elmona is the game changer.
Na eneno Ghana de share atro madwen afa eye MPP omo manifesto no ehun de omo hwe animu se omo ebetie na nsem a ade share kan eni
Eda kwesiada na MPP amanyoko no manifesto opa ho entoma enam so ma UTV kasiepo ya tie ho gumonten so busa Ghana fo bisa manifesto yi edin sa ena wo hwe animu ede afirimu
de me hwe afri MPP for company for no se mo de enwuma pa ebebo o mama youth na nya biaye na senate biaye ta wo machi because enoma na na adode agu akwam na eye the sika eni wo man mu na amada biaye bonity to tum di nyuma ba ema yenya kakra to ebutomo a if say eye okay
ni more rules ekwan ya e cars and yen thousand obes yen ton me bre so ni ma boarding after from Pokuasi to Katapon Search Road enye nyam kwa ma yen hia.
I'm expecting more jobs. Seriously, they always tell us in their manifestos that they'll bring jobs, they'll bring jobs. This time around, they shouldn't just say it. Like, we want them to do something about, like, yeah, they have brought the jobs we are doing. Because, seriously, there are no jobs in this country. And the youth, most of them are traveling for greener pastures. Whilst we could have done everything here. So if they bring jobs, I think it will help all of us. And they shouldn't just put it in their manifestos that they'll bring jobs, but they should do the action for us to see.
We share one village, one dam, share no more villages. Ghana had them say. Is it possible? One village, one dam. We are not talk about factories. But it been making be for car air call East Legon. In and out, but this is a daily minimum wage. ASA. Obviously, I make a what I say. And I'm a baby or more or my more. May I don't really remember the last time I met to a background because I won't waste my time. As I'm no mechanic, bro, for no mechanic, or more young Hoshe.
Say no share or my ma. You see, someone in your day, and your crowd had your dollar. Ama, you see, some na. Yeah, me, Kwama doing the and the say now more de bano, or make sure send a focus na bet me a bois. I'm a citizen in my day. And why you do? Send your citizen and no more grass, no, or more, the citizen in your day. And call as through my
send our share previous years, no, say, a man, your shape up to be a my tea. Say, a shall buy for him, no, I be my. Or 60 years now Ghana to Senate and economy now say still no yeah there's no need to manifest to KBT.
Awie kasiyebo no esi ansa na yedemu bedi nkra no na meka wo se anwumre yi ansa na obeda no na wakai na watwiusen obetwiusen a eye Pepsodent ewo Pepsodent Herbal, Pepsodent Charcoal, Pepsodent Cavity Fighter and Pepsodent Triple Protection nyina na beboa na abo se ho ban na mo no ma hunidie no afa na ntoma pa die fra ade cha no panso na wakai Pepsodent na odibi apo se sanse beboa wo sanse Pepsodent de every smile matters.
Asida Enkoma say collections GH wono ene nyume wo share matade owo amasama in China mo mpotem ho no Mr. Frey 0533481313 0533481313 ninsano of a power pam bibie bi ena fe Netric Empire Beauty Salon Bomitino number near 0547358076 0547358076.
Meso me die grocer ewo da command Bombay Junction Crown Prince Lodge echi wono mo pe na obehu grocer uhia grocer obetumi afre 0244 250 420 atade bia opebia occasion bia grocer behwe na wasisi o ma ho ayefe
akenkan fo anwumre eyeme abna ba yi enya nomene
Sadat Mohammed
yadamu asiama mu nyina mu eniti